Hi there and welcome to Bustthenet. Yes, the World Cup, the real World Cup is underway, and I'm having my own little World Cup at the moment, where I have been paying attention to some of the matches that have been happening. And one of the fun things to do, I did it in Euros, but I didn't share this with the community. I thought I'd do it this time around, where I watch the games and then I try and translate what the roles and duties these players are taking to the pitch. I mean, what kind of football manager roles and duties they're using. Basically, translating real life football to football manager. Is it possible? In some cases, it probably isn't. And you're gonna have limitations to what you think you can do, but we can try and get as close as we want. I mean, I'm trying my best. And meanwhile, let's take a look at some of these groups. The feature will be the team I'm looking at is going to be England. But before we get there, not too bad. Russia have started the World Cup pretty well. They beat Uruguay. I mean, the fixtures here aren't the same as the fixtures in the World Cup. I mean, the teams are all the same. This is Golden FM's database. I want to thank him for this. The fixtures, well, they don't follow the fixtures of the World Cup, so things are slightly different. Russia beating Uruguay 3-1. That was a phenomenal win. Saudi Arabia holding Egypt 1-1. Morocco, Portugal, Spain, Iran all playing out draws in their group. And then over in Group C, Denmark, not too bad. Picked up a win over France. France is, yes, they beat France. Peru beating Australia, Croatia and Iceland both picking up wins. This is phenomenal. Iceland beat Argentina in this one, 2-1. Fantastic result. Then over in Group E, Switzerland and Serbia. Switzerland picking up a 2-0 win over Costa Rica. Serbia picking, they had a draw against Brazil. Not a bad start for them. South Korea picking up a win early against Mexico. And some of the other groups haven't been played yet. And yes, Finnbogason of Iceland leading the way with 2 goals. This is fantastic. Meanwhile, how am I going to try and translate England's system? Well, England have been using a 3-4-2-1. They started using a 3-4-2-1 about 3 or 4 friendlies before the World Cup started. England are experimenting with these systems, and interestingly enough, if you look at the England squad, the average age is very young. Most of the players in the England squad are like 20. They've got some youngsters there that are like 20, 21, 22. Dele Alli is 22 years old. Marcus Rashford is 20 years old. So they've got a relatively young side. Danny Rose is one of the old heads in the team. John Stones is 24 years old. Kyle Walker is 28. Jordan Pickford is 24. So it's a relatively young side. It's what they say is this is the youngest side that England have fielded in a long time. Probably good for another one more World Cup. That's how I see it. I mean, Kieran Trippier will be 31 the next World Cup. Harry Maguire will be prime age, 29 the next World Cup. Kyle Walker probably won't be playing in the next World Cup, 32 years old. So they're bleeding like a small group of players to the World Cup. So when people get excited about saying, oh, this is the youngest team in England's history, yeah, it is to a point, right? Some of the core positions, they're not that young. Jordan Henderson is 28 years old. 4 more years, 32 years old to the next World Cup. Will he be there? Will he not? Depends on whether he can keep that form up. Dele Alli, of course, the core group is going to be Dele Alli, Marcus Rashford, John Stones, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, so I've included these players in these are the. I followed the squad, the actual squad that England submitted. So this is the team. Now, when we need to try and understand how England actually plays their 3-4-2-1. England started with this team in reality for their first World Cup game, where they played against a rather resilient Tunisian side, with Sterling playing behind Harry Kane, Dele Alli and Lingard in midfield, Henderson anchoring the whole team with Ashley Young, Kieran Trippier providing width, and the rather comfortable Harry Maguire on the ball, John Stones and Kyle Walker, a converted fullback who's now playing as a central defender. When trying to translate the system, I'm looking at players like Raheem Sterling. The reason why he's in the side is so that he can roam around behind Harry Kane, providing opportunities, supported either side with Dele Alli and Jesse Lingard coming late into box. With Young and Trippier wide providing the width, they have plenty of passing options to work the ball from defense through midfield and into the final third attacking transitions. When they have the ball in defense, they'll probably drop into a nice five back line with Henderson right in front. Dele Alli and Lingard will support the wing backs on the flanks. And there are going to be passing options for Harry Maguire to play the ball out to Young, Henderson, or Dele Alli. And for Kyle Walker, here's a passing triangle with Henderson, Lingard, and Kieran Trippier. Against Tunisia, when England needed to chase the winner, they actually started swarming the defense. You could see them pushing really high up the pitch. Maguire frequently wide with Kyle Walker, both of them now playing crosses, acting as pivots for the side so that they can swing either towards the right or the whole team moves shifts towards the left. Here, John Stones and Henderson were providing the security at the back. A really risky option, but you can see that the 3-4-2-1 gives you a lot of options in attack. To translate this into a football manager, there's going to be a few challenges. The first biggest challenge is the invisible wall. Now, in football manager, when the central defender gets out of the pitch, there is going to be a point where he gets high up the pitch and then he's going to start running away. And he's basically going to start running backwards. It's like a yo-yo effect. They go all the way up and then bang, some invisible rope pulls them back, or they walk into a wall. Now, this is going to be a challenge because if we want to try and get Walker to go wide and be able to deliver crosses like how Chelsea used to play with Azpilicueta, how England actually played against Tunisia very late in the game, you will see Harry Maguire taking up really wide positions with Kyle Walker as England tried to stretch the Tunisian defense to get themselves into a position where they could score a goal. Now, that is not going to be possible in this game. We can't get that effect. So we have to expect certain limitations to the engine. The other consideration that we have to make are the two central positions. In the game, Ali or Lingard would act as a double pivot. They both would attack the half spaces and provide a lot of support for the wingbacks on either flank. Now, we can definitely use the Mazzala role, the box-to-box midfielder role, or the central midfielder attacking role. All three roles will work. However, when you use the box-to-box midfielder role, you'll have to make one PI change. You will need to choose get further forward so that he actually shifts further up. Now, I personally do like this a bit more because there is an element of roaming, because the box-to-box midfielder does roam around and looks to create opportunities in different areas of the pitch. And he also drops back to help defend the team during transitions, which was what we were seeing England do. England, when they have to defend, they literally defend with nine men behind the ball. They will leave two of their players up forward, but if the deeper they get, the more the attacking midfielder gets involved, and then they only leave one lone man forward. So to say that it's a Mazzala on attack is a difficult call to call it a Mazzala, because while I like the Mazzala role, he probes the half spaces. There's a challenge with the Mazzala on attack because his commitment to defending isn't there. He doesn't really commit towards defending. However, it'll be interesting to see how different players get played in that role. You can't expect England to be playing Belgium. I do not expect England to play Belgium with Ali and Lingard in the middle. Most likely, he will call on Henderson and Dyer to play in midfield, and they might provide the other role to either Dele Alli, Lingard, or maybe even Sterling with Rashford up top. I mean, while we know that a Mazzala is a nice role to have, I'm actually going to start in midfield with what I think should be the way we play against Belgium, with Dele Alli playing as a box-to-box midfielder and Henderson playing as a deep line. Both of them playing as box-to-box midfielders, Ali and Henderson, with Dyer at the back. So ideally, I want to see these players both have box-to-box charge. I mean, the way I see England play, it's either two box-to-box midfielders, because they do drop back into defense to support defense. The only drawback is when I have box-to-box midfielders, there isn't really a creative outlet in midfield, which was If they play against Belgium, this is going to be, in my honest opinion, this is going to be a problem for them as well, because they'll probably have to use Henderson as a playmaker of sorts. But be interesting. Okay, what else can I do? I can change this and turn him into a advanced playmaker on attack. But then there'll be too many attack duties opening this whole flank up to or open the entire flank up to Belgium. So we'll start a bit more conservatively with that setup. So Eden Hazard brings the ball up. Our team instructions are pretty straightforward. Pass into space, balance, roam from positions, work ball into box, fluid, prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Danny Rose with the ball, plays it to Rashford. Rashford comes out, looks at Trippier. Trippier gets the ball out and then finds Danny Rose. Danny Rose on the other side. Hank. Oh, Harry Kane hits the crossbar. It's 2nd minute of the game. Vermaelen out wide to Mertens. Mertens plays it out to Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard, Vermaelen, Lukaku. Yeah, it's intentional that I have my wing backs closing down that aggressively so that we put some pressure on the ball carrier. Dele Alli to carry Kane. Shoots from wide, goes wide. Mertens into the box and cleared off the line by Trippier. Rashford brings the ball up for Kane. Kane out to Trippier. Can't get past Lukaku. Now, I might actually bring on, at some point, I might actually bring on Trent Alexander-Arnold. De Bruyne heads out to Dyer, to Mertens, to Nainggolan. Out he goes to Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard crossing Walker, Lukaku. He's really strong. So there's no point tight marking him. He's just going to push you away. One nudge and you're going to go flying. So the best thing to do with him... Oh! My goodness, that was so close. Courtois with a reflex save. That 2 clear-cut chances. I mean, these were both great chances inside the box. Courtois somehow manages to keep the ball out of the net. This is like England in real life. Seriously, we're creating so many chances, but we're not burying them. Kane to Rashford. Rashford drives the ball, holds, and takes a shot, gives it to Thibaut Courtois. Alderweireld, good defending. Rashford to Henderson. Henderson looks up, and Kane, Henderson driving into the box now. Dele Alli crossing the ball. It's Kane. It's the first goal for England. England have taken the lead against Belgium. Oh, Dele Alli goes wide, attack the half space. You see the box-to-box midfielder can attack the half spaces. Where's Mr. Dele Alli starting from? He's starting from here. What is this entire area called? This entire area is called a half space. Dele Alli has gone to the half space and takes the ball wide, drops it across. Kane comes in, scores. You beautiful things, you. I'm not an England supporter, by the way, but I'm just, got to get into the mood, eh? Okay, we've taken the lead with 2 box-to-box midfielders, which is my preferred choice. I don't like central midfielders attacking because they will be more attacking in orientation. Whereas in reality, the English team actually get Ali, the 2 box-to-box positions, to actually drop back and defend in their own half. And that's good. It's a very important consideration to take when you want to recreate England. You can't use a Mazzala. I don't believe you should use a Mazzala because you can still get moved into channels with other players and other roles. Rose goes wide, crosses the ball. It's Maguire picking up the pieces in the opponent's half. And Dyer, Walker with the ball. Stones out to Maguire. Maguire back to Kyle Walker. Don't make a mistake like you did in Tunisia, against Tunisia. Henderson plays the ball down the line for Trippier. Trippier now, he's free. He crosses. It's Kane. Oh, he forces the keeper into another save. So far, 3 clear-cut chances against Belgium. England are playing well. Rashford is having a decent game, but we're not going to bring on Raheem Sterling. I'd rather bring on James Vardy. Oh, Lukaku misses a golden opportunity, but to be honest, he didn't have much time with that shot. Kieran Trippier's acceleration is 13. His positioning is 13. Okay, Trent Alexander-Arnold's acceleration is 15. His positioning is 12. So we have Lukaku playing somewhere on this flank. So that is Lukaku against Danny Rose. Well, we'll have to leave Danny Rose on. Wouldn't bring on Ruben Loftus-Cheek because in the actual game he's not that good. In FM he's not that good. I mean Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Okay, these are his attributes. So if I bring Ruben Loftus-Cheek on, I lose punch going forward because he's off the ball, is low. I lose punch in defense because his positioning is 10. So if we use him, I mean he's young, he's got a lot of potential, but he's not ready for the World Cup. But in reality, he's actually playing a lot better than what the game says. So what we can do is take off Ali for Fabian Delph. Fabian Delph can be moved to the left flank and become a wingback, but he dwells on the ball and tries to play his way out of trouble, which is another problem. So, so that's the problem we have with the left flank at the moment. Dele Alli onto Danny Rose inside the box, and we were just talking about taking off Danny Rose. Danny Rose makes it 2. England 2, Belgium 0. So okay, there's going to be a difference if you use central midfielders on attack duty. I guarantee your defensive transitions are going to be a problem. Here we have prioritized our defensive transitions. Offensively, we're using fluid as a shape to get more players involved in transitions, and that seems to be working quite well. As you can see now, when we're defending, Henderson comes back, Dele Alli comes back. And they're both in good positions, and they're not very far away. So that's kind of like what I was trying to go for. Here we go. We got Walker here, we got Dyer here, we got Rashford here, Kane here, Henderson is up here. So where is the other box-to-box midfielder? Come on, Dele Alli. There you go. Dele Alli putting in a defensive shift. The ball goes wide, the wing back, and Divock Origi, don't you dare score against England. You won't find a job in England after this. I guarantee it. Trent Alexander-Arnold, we're bringing it on for Kieran Trippier. I'm going to bring on Jamie Vardy for Marcus Rashford. So England, in this version of reality, they can play a 3-4-2-1. But I recommend that Vardy almost got himself on the score sheet within seconds of coming on. Trent Alexander-Arnold. And there you go. Dele Alli ruled the roost as a box-to-box midfielder. So in terms of the match itself, England, well, if you look at the analysis, England didn't really have much of the ball. Right? We have 44%. We gave the Belgians possession, but a lot of their possession was shunted out wide, which is great because most of their chances were from wide. We were forcing them into wider positions. And in terms of play, Kieran Trippier did make a few mistakes. We noticed that during the game. Kieran Trippier playing in this position made a couple of mistakes, and Dele Alli was one of the top players in the game. So you can see Dele Alli had 2 assists in this game, playing as a box-to-box midfielder, arriving late into the box. He created 2 very good chances for us, and we went on to win. So if you're thinking that the box-to-box midfielder doesn't attack half spaces, that's not entirely correct. The box-to-box midfielder can attack those half spaces. We also told him to move into channels. So when you go into the channels, you're actually attacking half spaces. Right, so you're moving into the half spaces and you're trying to pull players away from their positions that they're in, and that's exactly what he did. So we got him to play here. We got Henderson playing as another box-to-box midfielder with a defensive midfielder. In this particular match, we went with this setup. We Henderson, Dyer, and Ali, Rashford, Kane, Danny Rose, Trippier. We had to take him off of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Maguire, Stones, Walker, and Pickford. Hopefully, this is how England lines up against Belgium. And I hope you found this little tactical insight into England useful. If you have any questions, you know to find me. You can always look me on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, our website. Once again, I'd like to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You make these kind of shows possible for the rest of the community. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.